Thank you very much for this opportunity to gain skill. So when they connected with me about 3 months back, asking me would I want to speak on learning tools, I actually started using ChatGPT and everything to see kitne tarah ke learning tools available hai. And then I realized there are a plethora of them. And do I know all of them? No. Can I speak about all of them? No. And hence I decided that do I want to talk about learning tools that we have been using at Big Basket, learning tools that have given us some results, and why are we using those learning tools? How many learning tools have you all used in your organization? Anybody? Sorry? 3, 2, 4. Yeah, so I think that's all that we use. We've gone a little ahead of using 5, 6, but I think our journey has also been 8 years. So Big Basket has about 50,000 employees. We have 35,000 gig workforce and 15,000 plus white-collared employees. The easiest way when you start an e-learning, and I think the previous speakers spoke about, it's not about e-learning tools, it's about the adoption. And we faced the same problem, wherein we had an LMS bot, we put some learning courses there, we matched it with our HRMS. Each time a person would join, a course would get assigned to him, and he would go ahead and do the course. I think that was the easy part of it, though we spent 3 years because employees would not learn, and we put OJT and everything together to it. However, it's not about what learning tools you are using. I think it's what learning tools can solve your problem. If that learning tool can solve your problem, I think you've got the ROI in it. If that learning tool is not solving your problem, I think even if you have access to all of them, it doesn't make sense. And so I'll speak about 4, 5 things that have worked for us. The first thing that worked for us was mobile learning, right? And many of you would have used it, but we used it for a particular purpose. So how many of you have used Big Basket's subscription service, which is daily morning? All right, quite a few of you. I'll take the feedback later. But so now this is a very unique problem. You know, these boys are not our employees. They are gig workforce. They come at around 4 in the morning, and they leave by 7. Because they are also employed with a Domino's or a Pizza Hut, wherein they start working during the day. And though onboarding is very easy, because they all come to a place and we train them, the problem is, how do you retrain or do a refresher? Because then, after the first time that their training is over, from the next day, they start meeting at a place which is called a virtual hub, which is near the society that they will deliver. And that is when we used integrator mobile learning. So we put before that, we had a manager teaching them, but at 3 o'clock, you can imagine the manager teaching, somebody listening, 3 o'clock a.m. So we put that into a tool, and we integrated the tool with the mobile download app, which means before you download the orders, which he has to, there's a push notification that says there's a 15 minutes refresher program. Please finish it to download the orders. I know it sounds very cruel, but, and especially at 3 a.m. in the morning, but we did that, and it worked for us. Right? Why? Because we have hundreds of virtual delivery centers, and there are only 2 to 3 trainers. I'm sure you understand training does not have 1:1 ratio. And this is the first time, I think about 5 years back, when I saw this working for us. Do we still meet them in person? Of course. But this solves a lot of our problem of day-to-day interactions with them. So that's the first time when we used it. The second use case that I have is of gamification. I'm sure all of you would have used it, but I'm sure all of you would have also enjoyed the fresh fruits and vegetables get delivered to your home. Now let me tell you how do they get delivered. We have something called as collection centers across most of the villages in India. So these are small collection centers. The farmers come, they will give you their produce, and the produce needs to be sorted. So I'm sure you see some apples for 160 rupees, 4 apples, some apples 250 rupees. Now, how does this happen? All right? There are people who do it. So I collect your produce, and then I start sorting them. I also take out all the fruits and vegetables that are defected. And these people are the same villagers. They're from the same village. You have 10, 12 people. You have one collection center head. And he would usually take a session every day. How do you sort? And I'm sure it's not a very interesting session because he does it every day. So we gamified it. So next time, when a guide, once we did it, it's a game that you download, and each time you're able to find out the defect product, or you're able to see which apple or which orange moves there. It gives you 100 points and does a clapping and all of that. And you go on playing that game whenever you are free. Now, this also helped us a lot because it's not about, it's also about eye for detail, but it's also about, do you enjoy that learning? And for that group, repeating the same thing again and again, it's better that each time you go, you play a game, and at the end of the game, you have a small reward, which is a chocolate or something that you do. But I think real problems solved for us there, and also because, as I said, we have a distributed workforce. We're not only present in T1 cities. You must have heard of Visakhapatnam, right? We are also present in Machilipatnam. Have you heard of Machilipatnam? That's a small village near Visakhapatnam. Now, imagine training people there, and this has really helped us solve a lot of problems. So that's the second thing that I had. The third thing is simulation. Seems very easy, but we found it by chance. So once while interacting with the tech teams, we found that they have an app that they make a prototype before they launch a version of the app. And we asked them that, what do you do here? He said, we just check whether the app is working. It's not a real app. It's a simulated app. And most of my work happens on app. So for delivery, for picking, for packing, for even your reports, you have an app. And we asked them that, can I use it? And he said, of course, try. It's not a learning tool. But there's a saying which says that when the learner is ready, masters are many. And this exactly fitted into this. We use that app across India, all big basket warehouses, stores, learning centers. You'll find a chart which has got about 18 to 9 QR codes. So you don't have to depend on a trainer. You want to learn a process, just scan. It'll take you to a simulated app wherein you can play, you can go ahead and try. Each time you make a mistake, it turns red and tells you, please go ahead. Until the time you complete it, it doesn't give you a reward point or something. Now, is it a learning tool? It's not. We've made it. We just use it across India, and that's how we've made it. Fourth thing is related to our call centers. I'm sure once or twice you would have called the call center for some product that has not worked fine. And people who are from service centers would realize the biggest problem is nesting period. When a new guy comes, you put him on the call, and what is he answering to the customers is a problem. And that is when we bought something called as knowledge management system. This knowledge management system talks to our CRM. And each time there's a new boy or a girl, and he has a problem, the customer asks, I want to refund this, and I don't know, it's a general merchandising product. Will it be refunded? Will I pick it up? Am I available in that city to pick up or not? He just needs to type, is pickup available? Or what do I do with general merchandising? The system picks up the best suited answer. It's not ChatGPT, but something closer to that, and will tell you what do you tell the customer. That will help him solve his problem. Not only that, when their calls get audited by the quality team, the team can automatically assign training modules to them, which again happens to the KMS. So I'm listening to your call, and I realize that you have a listening issue. Now, the earlier problem was I would go ahead, tell you what is to be done and other stuff. Now I don't have to do that. I just assign you a course with an email going to your manager saying that these are the 3 things that you need to work on. I'll come back and give you a feedback. So this is where we use the KMS and the quality tools. And the last but not the least is our coaching model. I think the previous speaker spoke about mentoring, coaching. This is something that we didn't actually make in-house. We tied up with a company called Inclination. Inclination is a unique model. It's a marketplace for mentors. You can put your profile and coaching, and people can pick it up. We ask them to white label and make it for us. So now what does it do? You are a first-time manager, first-time functional manager, anytime, or even if you're not, but you need some support. There are 2 ways. If you need for a personal problem, you go to the app, and there's something called as Mitra. Mitra is for your family problems and counseling. You can go there, look at the profile of all the counselors and psychologists there, and say, I want to talk, right? The other is, I'm a manager, I have a professional problem to solve. You find the profile of at least 50 big basket certified mentors and coaches. Mentorship, we certified ourselves, and obviously coaching ICF certified. You can find the time slot and write to him, saying that I would want to connect with you. I see your profile, you can solve these problems, these are the competencies. I am struggling here. Is it okay if I connect? The mentor can choose to reply and say, no, I'm busy and sorry, but I'll connect you to somebody. But he can always say, why not? Let's do a chemistry session. Let's find out. Now, this is again not a part of our LMS right now, but we're trying to integrate. But this is where learning tools have helped us. Any questions? I'll stop for a while for any questions that you have on this. No? All right. Now, so there's a story that somebody asks. Yeah, Neil. Sorry, is for? So the counseling and psychotherapy is available for everybody, but coaching is available for a certain level of employees only. No. So the first 3 are targeted for frontline. This is for the call centers, and this is for our leaders. Now, so somebody asked Buddha, what is poison? Zahar kya hai? And he says, whatever is in excess is poison. Jo zyada hai, wo zahar hai. So we've not used e-learning everywhere. We've been smart enough to realize where do we want to use it. Now, there are certain places where we've been exploring. We found success somewhere. We've not found success somewhere. But I would not say we didn't explore. We explored a little of it. One is behavioral training. We've used almost 80% of our trainings in the behavioral sector happen face-to-face. However, we've tied up with the LinkedIn, Udemy, and other platforms who help our employees in the case they don't want to come to the classroom and think they can benefit from an online course. You're welcome, and you can go ahead and take that course. But is it 100% offline or 100% online? No, we use a very blended model here. Secondly, our OD initiatives, individual development plans, mentoring sessions, coaching. If you're present in the same city, we request the employee to do it offline. We would want you to come to office, attend that workshop, have the experience of doing it. So we've not moved it. However, the employee says, I'm in Nagpur, I can't come. Obviously, we will find a way out for him. The third thing is soft skill. Now, even for our frontliners, even there is no workshop in soft skill that we completely do online. It's a blended model. Again, we push the employees to come to us for a soft skill role play. But in case you think it's not possible, we have an option, but that's not the first option given to the employee. That's not what we offer you at. If you say you want to it, we will do it. But again, that's not 100%. And last is, real world scenarios or online on simulation sessions, experiential learning. So if you are a DC manager, a warehouse manager, you better come and see how is it happening in the warehouse than putting on glasses and seeing how does it look online, because you have to work there full time. So anything which is experiential, we would want you to come and work for us. So I've almost finished on time. It's 1 minute left. Any questions that you have on this, or anything that I can answer for you? No. All right. Thank you very much. You guys have a nice day. Sorry. Yeah. Which one? All right. So I may not know the details of it, but the fact is there is an app that I'll give you the name. That app can simulate your entire journey. Like, for example, from a customer perspective, how do you order? You order, add to the cart. Now, from an employee, he also goes through a journey. He receives the order, downloads it, then packs it, and now the entire thing can be replicated, which means it's not a live order. It's a simulated order, and he can click on the next option. The moment he clicks on a wrong button, suppose I have to click on A and I click on B, the app turns red. That point turns red and says go back. So till the time you have all the steps green, it will not let you close. It will keep on asking you to go back. So there's as I said, it's an app that our tech team had, and we turned it into a learning tool. Is it a learning tool? No, but I'll give you the name of it. All right. Okay, thank you very much, and you guys have a nice day.
Information about Big Basket, I would like to call upon Sunanda Govindam, Associate Director LNOD, Arcola Private Limited, to do the honors of felicitating Ms. Neelam. Give a huge round of applause for Ms. Neelam Ahluwalia. Thank you so much, Ms. Neelam. Thank you so much, Ms. Sunanda.